Hi, my name is Rose, and today we'll be building a polymer clay pen using a stick, some polymer clay, some glazing, a drill, a Dremel, and of course a pen. We'll begin by cutting our stick to the length of a pen. Just go ahead and mark it all the way around. Then take your Dremel and do a nice clean cut straight through. Of course, make sure you wear safety goggles while operating the tool. Next, we're going to want to sand down the stick by removing first the top layer of bark and then the under layer of bark. You'll do this using your MultiTool, using the sander attachment, or just a block sander if you have one handy. Now this process may take some time, but it'll give you a nice soft finish for the polymer clay to stick to. Once you're happy with your sanded stick, it's time to drill the hole for the ink. I'm using a 5/64 bit, but use whichever bit is best for your pen. You want to make sure that you get it deep enough for the inkwell by checking your ink periodically, and make sure that you clear the bit of dust as you're drilling. Once you've drilled as far as you can, it's time to cut the inkwell to size. Now you want to make sure that it fits all the way in with enough room for the tip. Now we're going to begin working with the polymer clay. First you want to cut the clay to the appropriate size and work the clay till it's warm and malleable. First we'll work with the white clay, making it into a tube shape which will form the inner of the marble pattern. Next you want to take your blue and flatten it with a rolling pin so that you can cut it into a rectangle. It may take a while to get the right shape, but when you're ready, just cut a straight line on all four sides to form the rectangle. We will then place the white tube on top of this rectangle to form the inner layer. Go ahead and roll this together flat about 12 inches. Then cut this part into 4 separate parts, which will then be squished together to form one tube. Now go ahead and roll this tube out to about 12 inches again. Once you're ready, you're going to cut this tube into about 30 smaller sections. These sections will form the outer layer of the pen, which we will place on in just a moment. Don't be afraid to make asymmetrical cuts. It'll only add flair to your pen. Now that you have your pieces, it's time to apply them to the pen. Don't worry about putting gaps, as when you roll it out, these gaps will disappear. Go ahead and cover the pen as best as possible in a pattern that you like. When that's done, you'll want to flatten the pen to smooth out the surfaces. Do this by rolling it on your table. Now you can add the red to the tip as a pencil grip. Now it's time to bake our pen so we harden the clay. Put it on some wax paper, on a cookie tray, and into the oven. You want to bake it at 250 degrees for at least 15 minutes, but no more than 20. Let your pen sit for 24 hours before continuing the glazing process. The glazing process is pretty simple. Stir up your glaze and paint your pen with a thorough but thin coat. Let the glaze dry for at least 30 minutes before moving on. Now it's the final step. Just insert your inkwell into your pen and give it a go. Thanks for watching.